Nearly 200 countries are taking part in the two-week COP28 climate summit, which began Thursday in Dubai in the United Arab Emirates, a major exporter of oil and gas. Scientists say delegates must agree on how to cut greenhouse gas emissions by 43% in just the next 6 years if the world is to limit global warming to 1.5 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial levels and avoid catastrophic climate change. So, central to the talks is the major source of those emissions, the burning of fossil fuels. COP28 President Sultan Al Jaber, also the head of the UAE state oil company, opened the meeting with his vision, not a phasing out of fossil fuels, but a phasing down.
We must look for ways and ensure the inclusion of the role of fossil fuels. I know there are strong views about the idea of including language on fossil fuels and renewables in the negotiated text. We collectively have the power to do something unprecedented. In fact, we have no choice but to go the very unconventional way. I ask you all to work together.
That speech prompted anger from environmental groups.
We know that what he's pushing for on the phase down is simply window dressing increased oil and gas production.
Divisions over the projected phase-out of fossil fuels could dominate the summit, but there was progress in other areas. The parties agreed a new $420 million fund to help poorer, vulnerable nations cope with the cost of disasters caused by climate change, like droughts, floods and rising sea levels.
And we are obviously pleased with everybody by the early adoption by the parties, which is a great way to start this COP.
The Day One deal could pave the way for further agreements at COP28.
That will provide developing countries with the confidence that they can now step forward and implement mitigation measures as well.
Delegates hope the momentum continues into the rest of the summit as marathon negotiations loom over the future use of fossil fuels. Henry Ridgwell, VOA News, London.